What is up, guys? California Phantom. I'm at the beautiful Bartholomew Park in Elk Grove, California. The smoke is gone, the ash is lifted, even if it's only for a day. We're here to do the progress report on the Evo II Pro 6K, coming at you.
Just hit a button, Morty, give me a beat.
But are we really supposed to believe that a mad scientist inventor with a flying car just showed up on our doorstep after being gone for years?
Yeah, it does have a lot of really weird made-up sounding catchphrases.
So it's October 2020, COVID's a thing. Our president, he's in the hospital, he's affected. Many people around his cabinet's affected. I'll tell you that's not affected by COVID, the Autel Evo II Pro 6K. So for purposes of this video, I'm going to be concentrating on the 6K Pro variant of the Evo. I know the 8K is a thing, many of you are very happy with it, but just for the idea of dealing with prosumer, dealing with commercial applications, I'm going to be talking exclusively about the 6K Pro variant. So we know by now the Evo 2 had a bit of a rough start. So rough, in fact, that they ended up having to let go of a few of their people on their team. Fast forward, it's October 2020. We've had several firmwares drop for the Evo 2, all of which have been absolutely flawless. So they've added some very important key features that I think makes this drone still a top choice for people under the 107 banner using this for commercial work. So I'm going to make a sort of a disclaimer for all of you knuckleheads who want to write down in the comments below that this thing doesn't qualify next to a Matrice, next to Inspire. I'm not talking about a cinema grade drone. I'm not talking about a drone you'd see in movies, in things like Netflix, on those opening shots, those establishing shots. These are the prosumer level drones. I think this is still, in 2020, October 2020, remains to be the king of the prosumer level drone. That is the commercial real estate market, that is construction, that is surveying, that is roof inspection, that is solar panel installation. Many wide variety of jobs, perhaps a very large market next to just the cinema grade. I think that's a little bit more of a niche thing, but obviously they can charge more. Autel did some very important things here. Chiefly among them is they added the programmable C1, C2, AB button combination.
You did. You crazy son of a bitch, you did.
What that allows you to do, it allows you something for the first time was not provided with the Evo 1, but the Evo 2 certainly has it, and that is allowing you greater flexibility on the customization on these buttons here. So for me, I love to be able to hide the maps away when I'm not using it, not needed, but I actually program the B button, so if I hold down the B button for a few seconds, it'll pop up the map as the full size of my screen. I love that. I love knowing where I need to go, and especially if the battery's low, nearing the end of my flight, I love being able to pull up the maps. Now, as far as the A button, I have that as the obvious choice, which is the straight up and down motion on the gimbal. A lot of times I have my gimbal pitch speed set very low to get those cinematic pans. It's a necessary thing when you're taking those establishing shots, when you're shooting commercial real estate, to have that slow pan. So it's nice to be able to have the slow pan, hold down the A button for a couple of seconds, and get that gimbal to snap up really quick or really quick down depending on your specific need. I love the fact that they did that. Thank you, Autel. Another key thing that Autel has brought, and it really comes from the third-party manufacturers, companies like Freewell, they've stepped up. They've provided a whole line of all-day filter sets. You could peep those. Those are definitely a channel sponsor. I'm actually filming from the R5 on a Freewell filter, so all those haters out there hating the R5, where's our blue skies? Well, suck it. There it is. It's blue in all its glory. y'all can suck it. So fast forward into October 2020, we have the accessories now. We have landing leg extensions by third-party manufacturers. Companies like Freewell finally provided these ND filters. They stepped up big, and I applaud these third-party companies. But if Autel wants the continued success going forward, as they launch these products, they have to reach out to companies like Freewell, Olzani, all these other different companies. Make sure they're producing a big set of accessories like you see with the DJI products. I think that's a large part of their success, is the availability of third-party accessories. Perhaps the biggest thing to the 107 community, the commercial pilots out there, are the tune settings. This is something that's not really provided by DJI, but I absolutely love with the Autel Evo II series, and that is you're able to fly and tune your controller exactly as you want it to fly. I'll put up a card here describing that process of tuning your controller, but a lot of you guys out there initially complained about the flight settings. The drone's a little bit too jerky. The drone whips, kind of does this rocky motion every time you give it a little bit of throttle, and Autel heard you. They reached out, they made a beta firmware. The firmware should be out now in iOS and Android, and it allows you to create more of a brake sensation, a slower rotational speed. They have all these settings are tunable, and again, the card's up there. Follow it. It'll describe in detail how to tune it to fly a lot more like what you're used to with the DJI products, a lot more smoother, slower moving, lumbering drone, which again, for the 107 applications are absolutely necessary. Now, this is a little segue into what I like to call don't be stupid, stupid.
Don't be stupid, stupid.
This is out to Philip DeFranco there. Don't be stupid, stupid. A lot of people are reporting micro cracks in the vents here, okay? All along here and along on this side as well, and they're on both sides, but primarily the vents here, okay? What I'm seeing with these vent cracks are, a lot of people don't realize that when you pull out the battery and you look inside this thing, there's not a lot of support on the inside of either side of this drone. So when you're changing batteries, dummy, don't change the battery like this and hold it and squeeze it and apply the battery. Hold it as a top down, top down. This is the most secure way to hold this drone. The solid construction on the top and bottom, you're gonna not have to deal with these cracks because your hands and your fingers are not over it, doofus.
You bimbo!
You don't have to worry about these cracking. I've had, I don't even know how many hundreds of flights. We're talking about at least once every day for 5 days a week. You're talking about a 2-hour process where I'm burning 4 batteries. You guys can do the math. I had this drone at launch. I don't have a single micro crack because I'm holding the drone probably the way it should be held. I don't know. I mean, it's not in the instructions, but realistically, y'all got to be holding the drone like this when you change the batteries. You will not have to deal with cracks. Don't pinch, hold. That's it, simple as that. This is toy grade plastic, I hear it all. Complaining about the cracks like DJI never had cracks. I don't know about you guys, if you owned a DJI product, a Phantom line, the Mavic 1, you had cracks everywhere. I had it in the motor mounts, which caused catastrophic failure. I had cracking around where the battery mounted and sealed on the Phantom 4. I had a sudden power loss. I'll put a card up there, somewhere at the top there, describing that. There's a video on that as well. DJI had problems with the cracking. They still have problems with the cracking. At least on this Autel Evo II, the build quality is outstanding. Where you're getting the cracks are in the vents. They're cosmetic and there's no cause for concern. They're not at any point that's pivotal, that's gonna cause these sudden power losses. So hats off to Autel. I understand you're still doing some repairs on with some folks. I appreciate the fact that they're still taking the time to repair these issues, even though it's only cosmetic and it's from mishandling. Perhaps one of the biggest cons to the commercial guys, we're still dealing with the Evo I controller. As fantastic as it is, they fixed the little issues with the pins and the antennas falling off. You don't have to worry about that so much. The holder is fantastic. I know there's a lift Thor option. We'll get into that in a moment, but they have the OLED integrated screen. It's pretty good if you run into a pinch like I do all the time with my iPhone. I have an iPhone 11 Pro Max, overheats all the time. So when I'm an hour plus into a shoot on a hot day, a lot of times I disconnect the phone and I'm forced to use the OLED screen. As small as it is, it gets the job done, but man, we're in October 2020. Every time somebody buys a Lifthor and a Crystal Sky, people at Autel should be crying because this is lost sales. Y'all need to bring a commercial grade, high nits. We're talking 1,000 nits to 1,200 nits screen. It's got to be maybe at least 5.5 inch, but I'd love to see an 8-inch screen. But y'all got to have a smart controller. I don't know what the hell is wrong with you guys over there. This is a missed opportunity, and yeah, get on that. That being said, I'll throw up an image right here. This is the Autel Voyager. This is for one of their more enterprise application drones. I'm seeing a smart controller that easily could be migrated to the Evo II. That's a fantastic, I mean, the only cardinal sin on that is the 2 mounting points. I'd prefer a single mounting point to a harness. Nobody wants to deal with a dual mounting point. DJI always had the best deal with the single clip on the Phantom 4 series. Single points are the way to go. You're not really going to have any failure rates because these controllers are really light. I mean, as long as you're not making a crap lanyard or a crap clip. Single point, not double, but the screen looks fantastic on that Voyager ground station. It's plenty large enough. The sticks themselves look like they're taken directly off the Evo 1 and 2 controller. Why aren't you guys just migrating that controller over so we have something for us commercial pilots? I would absolutely instantly buy it if this was under a $700 controller. I know DJI smart controller is about $700. Would I like to see it less than that? I mean, the Evo 1 controller is about $250 to $300, so make it $500. Make it between $500 and $600, and keep us fans loyal. Keep us happy. You're not charging us through the nose for this product like DJI would. But yeah, we're coming in on the end of 2020. I guarantee you DJI is going to be around the corner. We have some leaks of a potential by Osita. We always know he's lying half the time. So we do have some leaks of a Phantom 5 potentially coming out in December. So DJI is lurking. They're trying, they're producing, they're caught off guard with this Evo 2. You guys have the market cornered with the best possible drone that you can have for 107 applications. We're loyal to you to a fault. We absolutely love the American-based support. We love the lack of geofencing, the bullshit that we have to deal with DJI, the crap customer service. I call up Autel. Not only are the guys knowledgeable if I have a very specific, complicated question, but they get right back to you. They help you immediately. This is not something that I'm accustomed to with DJI. It's why I'm loyal to Autel and why I'll continue to be loyal to Autel and others. And that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit that like and subscribe to me if you haven't already. Go ahead and drop me a comment down below letting me know if you agree or disagree. I always love hearing from you, and we'll catch you on the next adventure.
Hey.